Hi, this is Newbie5. Haven't thrown up a video in a little while, but I've just bought a new laptop. A couple of people have asked me to chuck a quick review and first impressions video up, so I'm going to do just that. So this is the Novitec nSpire 2760 Black Edition that I bought straight from their website. Got it a little cheaper because I didn't buy it with an OS on it, because I've already got a copy of Windows, so I decided to use that. So this thing has a 500 gig hybrid drive in it, so it's got 500 gig of 2700 RPM spinning disk on there, as well as a 4 gig SSD chunk on there, which, as you can see, causes things to go pretty quick. There is a configurator on the website so that you can choose either a 120 or a 240 gig or 256 gig SSD if you want a straight up SSD. 120 gig wasn't enough space for me, and the price leap for the 250 was too high, so I decided to go with the hybrid and risk it. I'm glad I did. It performs really well. I'm really happy with it. So this thing's got 8 gig of DDR3 on there. It's got the 500 gig drive, as I said. It's also got a dedicated NVIDIA GeForce 555M graphics card on there, which says that it has 5 gigs of dedicated memory on there. I don't know whether that is on board. I'm assuming it is on the actual graphics unit itself. Whatever it is, it performs extremely well. And it's a laptop. I'm never going to expect it to run as well as a PC does, a full-fledged PC does with games. But what I wanted was something that was capable of playing games, even if it was on a lower setting, so that I can play a couple of games if I want to when I'm downstairs, or I don't have to be tethered to my PC. At the moment I'm pretty much just playing Minecraft on there, but I wanted the ability to do other things if I wanted to. So, I've had it for about 2 weeks now. I had a small issue with the Wi-Fi, which isn't really the laptop's fault. It's a kind of Intel chipset issue coupled with my router, which took a little bit of fiddling, but that's working fine now. If anybody else has this and has a problem, then just shout me and I'll let you know how to fix that. On a whole, this thing works absolutely superbly. A couple of people said that there was an issue with the screen. So what they basically said is that Novitec had crammed in a lot of power into this laptop and sacrificed the quality of the screen as well as the chassis. The chassis is brilliant. Any reviews telling you that it's plasticky and cheap, I don't know what they're expecting a laptop to be made out of, but it is very nice. It's got a kind of brushed metal effect on it. It is plastic, but it's got a brushed metal effect on there. But it does look nice. It's got a fingerprint reader at the top left, which you saw me log on with, which speeds things up. It fires into Windows extremely quickly. So this is bullets done. So I'm just going to show you this real fast. So if I go into the options, I don't know how well my SGS2 is recording this, but if we go into the video options, so I've got anti-aliasing at 2 times, so it's not huge. Screen resolution is at the native resolution. Everything's at high apart from shadow quality, which I've dropped down to medium. So if I just go quickly into echoes, and I will just fire into an echoes game just to give you guys a feel for how the laptop plays a game at reasonable quality graphics. So let's see if I can actually reach the laptop without obscuring the screen entirely. There we go. So I'm just going to play for a second. Oh, and I'm dead. So, stretching over my phone, I'm rubbish at this game, but as you can probably tell, I mean, I honestly didn't kind of expect this. I was hoping the laptop was going to be able to play games reasonably well, turning the graphics down. I can actually turn them up, and it's still perfectly fine. But in some of their kind of more intensive scenes, it might slow down a small amount. So I've turned that down a little bit. I've got 3D Mark 11 on there. I would run it, but it takes absolutely ages, so I don't want to run it on this video. But if anybody has any questions about this laptop, check on my Twitter, so at Zebwen. No, I'm dead happy. I mean, like I say, a couple of the reviews said that the screen wasn't great, and a couple of the reviews said that the chassis was kind of plasticky. I mean, I've had a few laptops, and the plastic chassis is kind of par for the course, and I don't know what these people are expecting to do with it, but I'm not going to be using it as a baseball bat or anything, and it is absolutely fine. It's nice and solid. The touchpad is really smooth and lovely on the front. It's also got the all-essential turn-off touchpad button, because the goddamn thing really irritates me when I'm using a mouse to play a game. It's, like I said, it's got Fingerprint Reader. The screen, now I don't know whether they kind of saw the initial reviews for the laptop and decided to change the specification on the screen, but I have not had any issues. I watched a few films on this thing and I played quite a lot of games, and the screen's great. It's a brilliant quality screen. I don't know what they're comparing it to. Maybe they're comparing it to some of the really high-end laptops, but bearing in mind that for the kit that's in this thing, it only set me back £710. That's without an operating system. That price goes up a little bit if you want an OS on there, but for the price, you get a hell of a lot of punch in this little thing. It does everything that I want it to do. I pretty much can't think of anything wrong with it. There's a couple of, so we've got two USB 2 ports on the right hand side, on the left hand side, two USB 3 ports on the right hand side, as well as HDMI out and the VGA out. The audio, there's somewhere in this thing, I think I'm not really sure how it pumps this out, but across the center, with center strip here, there's a subwoofer, as well as your individual speakers on left and right. And that basically means that if you really wanted to, if you fired something out of the speakers, so if I just launch YouTube or something, if I could spell. So let's just put something on. And crank up the volume and you'll see what I mean. So we've got kind of a strip of capacitive buttons over the top over here, which you can see kind of there's an on screen.
Would you be upset if I told you we were dying? And every cure they gave us was a lie.
So basically, the audio output on this is much higher than either of my other laptops. So if you're watching a film or something on there and you're not wearing headphones, it's brilliant. It's also really nice when you're playing a game. If you're playing a game on it and you're not worried about pumping audio out, you're not worried about bugging anybody else in the room, it's cracking for games as well, because the audio is really nice. So that was a surprise. That wasn't something that I kind of looked for, but the audio output is cracking. If anybody's got any questions about this, like I say, hit me on Twitter or ask me on YouTube. But for the price, and after testing this thing for 2 weeks now, I can honestly say that this is a brilliant piece of kit, and I would very much recommend it if anybody else is looking to buy a laptop and looking to buy a gaming laptop and doesn't want to spend upwards of £1,000 for the privilege. Okay, see you later.